boys and girls. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron, Black Ice. I guess my voice isn't really up to doing this tonight. Anyways, the way I do this series is I'm not gonna bore you by playing low intensity gameplay for over a year. So I'm just skipped up to 1st of January to 1941. And I will just tell you what happened, because it hasn't been very exciting. I do not even try to do Sea Lion, because for one, I prefer to play a historical game, more or less historical. And also I think it's kind of a gamey exploit to do it. And then I guess there are some considerations that how many divisions do you need to leave here as garrisons to keep the USA out? I don't know, 20 something. So is that industry you capture? I'm sure it's a lot. It makes you very powerful, but is it gonna help you win Barbarossa in 1941 or not, or is it just delayed? I don't know, but I don't do it because I don't know how to. Well, just plan an invasion and you wait for naval supremacy because the AI screws up, basically. So instead, what I did was take Denmark, which is automatic, and invade Norway. And this time around, I learned that I took a chance and sent Marines into Narvik and Trondheim, and they managed to land. So I got these distant victory locations early, and then I just landed in Kristiansand. And I ask for military access in Sweden, and I land here next to Fredrikstad, and you can move in from Sweden and take Oslo from the east. It makes it a little bit quicker. I did not notice any changes in the victory amount that you needed to capitulate Norway. Oslo fell last, and that's when Oslo fell. I had all the other victory locations. So I really couldn't tell you if they made it easier. Maybe it's enough to just land in Kristiansand and walk into Oslo, because they made France and Belgium, and I think even Netherlands, easier to capitulate. Somehow they changed. I don't think it's I don't know. It's easier. Never mind. And then I tried something new. Okay. Who controls the Icelandic troops? I tried to send some garrison brigades to garrison Reykjavik on Iceland, but the English intercepted me and sank me in 3 or 4 battles. So that was a waste of manpower. And as you can see, I only have 20k manpower left, which means that I am going to be forced to go to the 1835 bracket, which is very bad because you get 4% less recovery rate, plus 5% more experienced soldier losses. I'm not quite sure what that is. Like, when you take losses, you lose more experience from your divisions, I guess. Division experience gain minus 3% means it's slower to gain experience. So I really don't want to do it, but you need that usually 1% recruitable population. I do have, as you should have by now, 3.12% eligible core population available. So that sums up to 2.84 million. So anyway, let's see. Basically, 1% extra should give me almost 1 million manpower, and that should last me, probably as long as I play this campaign. So even though it's a really bad one, I don't have to take women in the workforce, the 3-year draft. It costs PP, and it gives lesser bad effects. But all in all, it stacks up. So I think I'm just going to bite the bullet, get 1 million men, and take these heavy Maluses. Let me know in the comments if you feel I'm doing the wrong thing. Did I build one? Before I used to build these recruitment centers, but I need to build other stuff, I realized in the campaign, or I prefer to need. I haven't finished much radars. I haven't finished many. I messed around a bit and kind of not settled. I'm even building military factories because I have, again, unused production capacity, which is because I kind of forgot a bit to go up to, where is it? Where the hell? Wait. Oh. Was it general mobilization? Or was it? Oh, I think I forgot to go from partial to war economy. So I did that too late. I guess like early 40 or late 39. I can't remember. But anyways, I didn't do it right after the invasion of Poland. So that's a mistake. I've been also working hard to get my stability up, because it kind of fell down a bit lower than it usually does in the pre-war era. Why is that? I did not select, which of course, oh, I know why. Because I didn't have the fuel or the 300 pp to go to extra civilian fuel. Because, okay, that gives more stability. So I haven't done that yet. But on the other hand, I have almost full fuel tanks, fuel stocks, with only, I'm just gonna say only 13 fuel refineries, and I'm not building any more right now because I need rubber more than I need fuel. I did run out of bauxite. Ooh, you know what? I could get free bauxite so I don't have to trade for it. Is it worth it? What's the cost? 15 and 15. That is like nothing. So we're just gonna, oh, that's gonna take 3 months. I didn't think, and that is because I've increased my fighter production up to 59, soon to be 60. But we have suffered a lot of losses versus the Brits in Africa because I've been fighting them here. If I go for years, oh, that doesn't work. But if you see months, 450 fighters lost in Egypt, and over Malta, I lost another 140. Of course, probably 2/3 of those were Italian. But as you can see, I have had air losses. So I just didn't leave the Italians out to dry and let them suffer all the air losses, because that wipes out. So I'm only at 2k active fighters now. 1st of January 41. I think that's pretty low, but at least I'm up to 60 factories now, and I have pushed the Messerschmitts, so they're ahead of time. And I do have those juicy 360 air experience that I plan to invest in the next model that I will build during the Russian campaign. So that's the ad situation. Yeah, I guess I'm up to 3.7k planes. Because I do have a lot of different versions, like only 250 naval bombers, that's it? Where the hell is those 3.7? This doesn't add up. Most of the medium bombers are old. I have some scouts, some transports, some flying boats for reconning in the north. I don't understand how I can get that many. Is it because of the training? Anyways, 2,000 fighters for Barbarossa. And I do have 4 months to build a couple more. So I think we have a... Okay, we have a landing here on Pantelleria, and from once I spotted this skull here, Straits of Sicily, clicked it, and because I usually miss. I don't watch these warning signs here enough. Couldn't you remove? You can't remove these? Oh, you can. Because I know I'm always out of supplies in Eastern Libya. I don't need to be reminded. Northern Scandinavia, same here, Scandinavia. I know you're fighting submarines out here in the ocean. Really, I kind of, and I can't remove them. Okay. So I did send a lot of anti-ship bombers on my Stukas as well. Too many, turns out. Because I really don't want them to take that airbase on Pantelleria. But it looks like I have sent one garrison brigade. It's a small unit that I use, 2 artillery, 3 infantry, and an engineer company that you get for free from Austria when you annex them. And I use that to defend ports in North Africa because I don't want pesky. The AI is gonna move out, so I don't trust the AI to garrison the ports. And I also garrison all ports on Sicily and Sardinia. I do not garrison mainland Italy, because with like 1.5 million men, Italy can do that on their own. I never seen the allies, the AI, land in mainland Italy. All right, getting off track here a bit, but I'm talking as we go. So Norway was taken quite easily with quite a few losses, which was needed because the French campaign was a disaster. If you watch the period 36 to 39 in part 1, you should go back and watch that first. So it took this is I'm talking about the new update here, the November 25 update. It took me some effort. I actually had to increase relations with Italy because I denied them joining the Axis. Probably should have let them join, but not called them into the war. That's probably what I should have done. Oh shit, I can see British carriers out here. So anyways, it took... And then I transported over infantry division from the fight in Western Europe. And I usually go from Sicily over here to Tunis because it's a shorter steer out. And then I transport them up here to the front. And there I transformed them because all these had a medal. What do you call it? Medal? Like a command history, whatever. So I can give them some supply relief here for the North African campaign. And then I make them into light tank divisions, and I make them blue because I only allow French crappy tanks that I want, I want to get rid of them. So they're not very good. They're pretty slow, horrible reliability, yada yada, but you get it over 1,000 of them. And I still have some to spare, and now I have 5 light tank divisions. And all I'm paying for it is rather the trucks, because the tanks are kind of free. And then I use my better reliability German tanks to train and build up my panzer forces in Europe. And I'm going to use them for the Eastern Front, of course. So let me check. Well, I guess we'll just check how many tanks I have on the map. And I have 200 tanks per panzer division, and I have 3,000 light tanks on map, but only 800 medium. So yes, obviously I built too few tanks. I know. So many different demands. So why did I only build, 800 medium tanks? It is because I make the mistake of making too large of an infantry army. Yes, I know they suffer losses, they're expensive, they're bad. You should build more tanks. Tanks is meta. If you want to win easily against the AI without any opposition, build tanks only, medium tanks. I don't do that. I have like 30 factories on medium tanks. But I've been struggling to get the engine factories, the tank production capacity, and the factories and everything else, and yada yada. So I'm a bit behind. But from the start of Barbarossa, I mean, I do, after all, have nearly 4,000 tanks, even if they're mostly cheap, bad, light ones. Right. Yeah, and then in, October 40, Italy, of course, declares war on Greece, and I usually send my mountain corps there under a mountain leader, Schörner. So I have a couple of you have the starting mountain divisions with their high experience, and then I have a couple of new ones. Yeah, I guess and I sent my marines down here to Sicily because I'm gonna see if I can invade Malta. But so far, I have not been able to get rid of British fighters. And I don't want to send in my medium bombers because they're gonna get slaughtered. See here, first off, I don't have very good mission efficiency. It is better than the British, but it's not great. And with 400 fighters here, that's gonna hurt a hell of a lot. So I've been trying to, because I have better casualty rates here. You see, I kill 300 fighters for 140, so 1 to 2 losses. So it actually helps me to attrit the UK Royal Air Force down outside Malta. So I haven't been able to. There was a period when I bombed Malta, but I didn't seem to be able to inflict any damage on their ports, supplies, naval base, etc. So far, I haven't been able. Did I check the Italian losses? Yes, Italy lost a lot more than UK did. They lost a bunch of destroyers, the Brits. But in general, Italy's navy, they haven't lost any, like one heavy cruiser. I think you can, wait, let me see here. Where do I check Italian naval losses? It's under the, here we go. All countries. Can I get Italy here? I'm actually, it is challenging to keep the Italian navy alive. All countries, all factions. Okay, how about allies? Is that my allies? Or is it the faction allies? Okay. So, older. So, these are all in German. Okay. I don't know. Let's check how Italy's navy, how it looks. And you can figure out from their starting navy. They still have their 4 battleships. They're down to 24 destroyers. They were over 70. 7 cruisers. I think they lost 1. I seen them lose a couple of light cruisers as well. So 92 ships. And that's after 1 year of fighting. Or actually less than a year, because I called them in late. I think Italy called in them in June, 40. So we only been fighting for half a year. So the Italian navy is going to go away. And here's a trick for you that doesn't work very well. It's the manage production button. Under Italy, I've told them to build less armor. And when it comes to navy, I told them please build more screens because I know all your destroyers are going to die. You're going to keep those 4 battleships and you're going to need to cover them. So please build more. What the hell is 455 naval screen? I don't know. Anyway, Italy's navy is slowly dying, or not so slowly dying. So how did this war go? Well, with my 5 panzer divisions with French expeditionary tanks, I managed to pull in. I did get some what you call it, Egyptian garrisons here at the early war, but then I managed to pull them into the desert 3 times. Never taking out like a huge pocket, so medium-sized pockets. Let's check the losses for UK. UK's at 700,000 losses. I guess I killed a couple of Commonwealth troops as well. Yeah, that doesn't really help checking their total losses. Can you participants? Okay. No, I don't want to. Okay, so France lost 460,000. Okay. Well, anyways, UK 700,000 losses. I would wager that most of them were suffered here. Wow, because I did not catch any British troops in France when I capitulated them. So I guess I'll be happy with quite a lot of losses. But I really honestly did not have the chance to rush into El Alamein and break out into Alexandria. As you know, the supply is horrendous in this mod. And so far I have not built up the infra in Sidi Barani yet. What I focused on here is I think I built up in Tobruk. I built up 1 level of naval base, 1 level of infrastructure, and the air base is almost at the maximum. It's at 9 now. I think it's gonna go to 10. So that means that I have been able to fight with lots and lots of air inside Sidi Barani over my own troops when I've been fighting here, but I can never get rid of the red air. And as you can see, the losses, they favor the Axis side, Italy and Germany, a bit, and you do shoot down quite a lot of bombers, but it's very expensive at the same time. I couldn't tell you. Oh yeah, maybe I can tell you that this is from, well, it's not 6, this is 12 months. So it's only 1, 2, 3, 4.5 months. We lost 450 planes here. So, and I don't know how production works in Black Ice. I think the AI gets a lot of stuff for free. So I really not so, and if you kill it, they just get more out of empty air, like magic. So yeah, I'm not the best person to ask how to do this. But I'm playing historically a bit, I'm fighting. And Greece, nothing much to say about Greece really, except that I'm trying to get a good mountain division first into Athens, because then he gets the medal and can be upgraded and get some perks. Haven't really planned Crete. I think a lot of times the AI kind of like bugs out of Crete or leaves support. I don't have any paratroopers, but I'm sending my Marines 3, maybe 4 divisions down here. So if I can't attack Malta, I can always try to cross from Athens over here to Crete. I would like to grab Crete, especially if I haven't been able to break the El Alamein line. I'm sure it's very, very possible to take Egypt easily when you meta play. You probably send down your medium 3-starter, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Panzer Division that you grinded up in Spain, and you send them here and you smack through El Alamein and you grab Alexandria. I don't play that way. What usually happens is when Iraq revolts and joins the war, then the AI is stupid and sends too much stuff over there. And also, by that time, it's even possible that US Germany have reached Baku and somehow saved Iran, Persia from like the scripted event where UK moves in from the south and Russia from the north. I have been able to save Iran and kept them alive. And then when Iraq revolts, you see a lot of Commonwealth troops here in Iraq that you can fight from the east, and then you can just walk into Alexandria and Cairo. So I don't worry too much about it. This is a good killing ground. Not that I'm leveling up. They haven't gained any experience because they're short, intense fights, and then you have to pull out because of the supply. And another trick is, you can see for some reason Italy doesn't have a lot of troops here. Did I? Oh, because he's not allowed to defend Africa. It's funny though how I kind of I forbidden him to defend Africa, and still he has 5 divisions there. But that's basically what I want him to have. If you allow him to defend Africa, well, 5 on the front and then another 10 here. Look at all these Italian troops. What? Maybe I could ask Italy to defend. Nope, I can't ask him to defend Vichy because Vichy is not in the Axis yet. All right. Yeah. I'm annoyed that I would want a feature that allowed me to say to Italy, don't enter Egypt. You can stay here and defend on the border and soak up some supplies here from major port to Brook. But if you defend Africa, it is going to send like 15, 20 divisions in here, and they're just going to die from bad supply. And it makes it impossible for me to use my fast panzer divisions. So I guess I'm going to keep them out of Africa. The downside of pulling them out of Africa is that they try to sail them home to mainland Italy, and it gives the Royal Navy something to shoot out. So very heavy losses. What we got here? We got 2 carriers and 2 battleships fighting 1 battleship and 1. That is a very no screens whatsoever. Good. Okay. Well, this is a pretty very good, strong British naval force. I don't think I haven't seen a task force this strong, but they're probably supporting the landings at Pantelleria here. So how is that going? Well, I can always go last stand with command power, but their marine is almost out of org, and so is their tanks. And I'm not very afraid of whatever Africa divisions consists of. See, they have very bad attack numbers. So even one single brigade, I have seen the Italian AI pull out their defensive division here. So that's why I'm keeping a brigade here. But to be honest, if they do that and these guys land 4 divisions, 1 marine, they would take it. One single defensive. So I'm kind of taking a chance on the AI standing here, waiting here to defend me. Let's see. There's not even a naval battle in this sea zone. Is this it? No air bombardment. Oh, okay. So let's see. Okay, we should have air superiority, but my cause is I only have naval strike. I don't have any land bombers here. Anyways, it seems like Pantelleria is safe for this time, but who knows? Who knows in the future? Okay, so obviously now we have 5 months or so to prepare for Barbarossa. So I have my 2.2 modern infantry army. I have my almost 4,000 tanks. I only have 2,000 fighters, but I'm in pretty good shape. I consider the fight in France is way harder than the 1941 invasion into Russia. There are a few bottlenecks where you kind of learn the terrain favors the defender, but usually, distance is the enemy. You can't do anything about in 1941. So I think my Barbarossa army is gonna be okay. I'm gonna, if you can skip ahead to the next part, which is gonna be probably when Barbarossa starts. Yeah, we're gonna check out my army and stuff. I'm gonna repeat myself a bit, and I'm gonna show you how I'm going to invade. I'll probably send all the light tank divisions into the south. Of course, try to reach Rostov, Baku as fast as possible. And secondary goal is have my medium tanks here in the north, where you have a bit heavier terrain, and probably try to have them help me reach Smolensk. Probably pull back the Marines and use them to threaten Tallinn and Leningrad from the sea. And if I can grab Leningrad, Rostov, and encircle Moscow and take it in 1941, I'll be very happy. I don't care if I reach Stalingrad. It's just too far with supply-wise. And what have I done else to prepare that? Yes, I have built railroads already. And I'm building up all the way to Krakow and even further into Lvov here. Lviv. Level 5. Because the south is more supply restrained than the north. But once I'm done building this railroad, the next 5 months, I'm gonna probably build up the railroad from Berlin up here towards Königsberg. So we have a little bit better supply line. Everything's so freaking expensive in this game or mod or whatever, so that, heck, I need everything. I need rubber, I need engines, I need military factories to put into tanks and air. Don't you have enough military factories? Yes, I do. I have over 300 military factories. So why? It's because I have this disease that makes it when I have these nice UCs stacked up, green, full production efficiency, I don't want to move them. I like my Soviet style, large quantities production lines, booming out equipment. Whereas I should build modern medium tanks, because that's what wins the game. But I mean, more historically, I would be crazy to stop building nice Carabiner 98K at full efficiency. Why would I do that? Yeah, I'm just going with some desert warfare for my French tank divisions in Africa. And of course I have some medium tanks going, the upgraded infantry gun, a couple of factories on that. I do have replaced all the old mountain artillery with my super modern mountain artillery 2. I have spotter planes in certain divisions. I have a small trickle of mech. I'm probably just gonna do, what is it, the headquarter units. I'm not gonna have a lot of mechanized infantry in my panzer divisions this playthrough. I don't have enough production capacity to do it. I've been stocking up on a lot of heavy trucks. They're not useful up until now, but they will be very useful for supply in Russia later. I don't know if we can go through my stockpiles. Stop now if you're bored. I'm anti-air 2, the 20 millimeter upgraded version. I'm still building a couple of light tanks that I intend to lend lease to my allies later on. See, I only have 300 medium. See, I have almost 10,000 heavy transport trucks. They'll be used in Russia, all of them. That's not. Yeah, I do have a lot of infantry equipment, and I have been giving to Italy some shitty French World War One stock. But I don't have enough garrison equipment for Russia. This is way too low. I'm researching the improved version, and then I will need to start pumping in factories into garrison equipment. I don't know how much you need before you invade Russia. I guess I'm not talking to experienced veteran players here. Let's see. So to occupy the Western Europe and Scandinavia, you will need 15,000 or so garrison equipment. So I have half of that ready for Russia, but I'd say you need more than what I've got. But I have 5 more months to produce. So you can see here, I have very good compliance. Poland is at 47%, Czech Republic 40%, France 33%. I capitulated them so early that I could only do, I guess, 3 collaboration governments. So that means it's going to be a while before they're up to 40%. At 40%, you get 5% more factories, which is for France, that's very useful. That actually, you should probably wait and attack and capitulate France so you can do 1 more collaboration government. Even Netherlands and Belgium are up to over 30%, so that is quite nice. Even Norway at 34%? What the hell? Okay. I mean, I am running civilian oversight. So another small trick is now I'm using the cheapest possible suppression division, but anyway, you can put 25 garrison battalions and only 1 military police, and that 1 military police gives a bonus to all the 25 and use that as garrison. But then you need to spend 125 or so army experience to do it, and it gives you, I think I calculated, it's like 6-7% more efficient than if you only have 1 single garrison battalion. So if you have army experience to spare, and you're running out of garrisons, and you might if you're not prepared for Barbarossa, and that is a circle of death. You can't stop, you can't break it. It's really, really hard. So stock up. How many factories do I have on garrison? 16. I mean, 16 is not, it's not nothing, but I should probably put a couple of factories in here as well. So I'm thinking garrisons, I'm a bit underwhelmed on. And I've been falling behind for some reason this campaign. I've been falling behind on light vehicles the entire campaign. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my mountain artillery in my elite divisions are pulled by trucks or cars, because I have the motorized version because they're a little bit better, and you know I like to splice it on my elite divisions. But no, I had enough factories on cars. I don't know why I've been falling down so. And I'm almost at zero at support equipment. And you should, for Russia, the winter, attrition, long war, you should have thousands of support equipment by now. And I don't. So I need to put a couple of more. But I have too many radios and too much recon equipment, so it's all my fault. I think I trained one cavalry tank division, and so I'm gonna use this to replace losses in that division for the rest of the war. I'm not gonna build any cavalry tanks. It's just I like having different versions and playing historical, all that chrome, those details. But I just couldn't be bothered with it. They have 176 replacements now. And the light tanks are mostly Panzer 1 A's that I'll make self-propelled anti-air out of. So I basically don't have, I have a couple of French old tanks that I can use in North Africa. And I have one more division of medium tanks ready here. I don't know what to do with tankettes. If anyone knows of a smart way to use the tankettes, I don't want to use them as recon in my panzer divisions for some reason. Because once they run out, I need to set up a tankette production line. No. I'm going to use the light tanks that I'm building for recon. Yeah, and I started building some Stugs. They're like 30-40% cheaper than the tanks, and they're almost as good. I made them very slow because I intend to place them with foot infantry, 4 kilometers an hour. So these are not for tank divisions. These are static defense units. Okay, that's a lot of yapping. That's a long one, but I dove into details. Maybe I gave you a tip or two for your own campaign. I'm playing it the way I like. Heads up, if you don't know how to attack Yugoslavia, somewhere around March or so, there's gonna pop up a new Project 26 whatever event, and you need to memorize it and grab it when it pops up here. Is it a special project? No. So, and then you need to crush Yugoslavia really, really fast, move back to the Russian front, and you can attack them in, I don't know, mid-May, or a bit later. I don't think it's a good idea to attack during 1940 in Black Ice. You need to have a little bit more of oomph, punch when you go in there. So I have 4 infantry armies of regular infantry divisions, and so 4 times 24 is 72, right? So I only have 72 infantry divisions now, and I'm not really training a lot of them. I guess I'm training... Nope. 72 plus 3, 75 infantry divisions. That is way too little. I need that million manpower, and I need to train new divisions during these next couple of months. And I only have like 27 of those small garrison brigades, because one army is defending the French coast, all the ports, and almost a dozen of them are in Norway defending the ports. So that means my Barbarossa, even though the mech portion of it is okay, it's decent, for some reason, okay, I know why. I am probably having more garrisons in the Mediterranean than what people usually do. So that's my army, I guess. I recently promoted. There is a leader called Ernst, and he's the only German leader. Where is he? There he is. That starts with the logistic wizard trait, or perk, or trait. and you can upgrade him to expert and then make him into a field marshal. Then he gets the logistical master trait, and even though he's super crappy, he's got that nice logistical wizard. And I use him in Africa and let Rommel have a field marshal that helps him with supplies rather than fighting. Maybe that one supply consumption. In actuality, well, Germany doesn't start with really great supply consumption leaders. So I think these traits here, it's 10% supply consumption and halved for being a field marshal. Yeah, that's what I did. And it feels historical. Like, he's a quartermaster supply guy. He doesn't know how to fight at all. He's just sending fuel to Rommel in the desert. That's all he's doing. Yeah, shoot. 1st of January, 1941. Black Ice, this version, yep, I like it. It's stable. And whatever changes they made it even better. There are still a few annoying things, and it's quite micro heavy, and it takes a long time to play, at least for me. You need to play this very slowly, but as usual, I am enjoying this mod, and it is kind of fun. There's a few annoying factors about it, so anyways, I'll keep playing, and I'll check back if something happens. I might do a little review of that. Otherwise, I'll probably just show me my setup. So maybe after just a little bit into the Barbarossa operation, invasion of Russia. Hope you liked it. See you in the next one. Bye bye.